CJ McCollum is a max contract player. I don't know if you know that or not.
I thought he was.
So he's the only max contract player in the league that has never made an All-Star team. Did you know that?
No, that's a slap in the face.
Yeah. So he's an overpaid player.
And he's the slapper.
Now, Pink, we're opening the show every show now, just fixing the NBA team quickly. Of course, we know what we're doing. The GMs of these NBA teams, they do not.
They don't.
All right.
Especially the team that we're talking about.
Next up is the Portland Trail Blazers.
Didn't they just fire their team president for inappropriate behavior?
Yeah, man. They really did. And you know what? Whether it was inbounds or out of bounds, he had to go anyway because of some of the moves those guys have been making as far as on the court.
Yeah, they haven't helped themselves at all.
You know, so you have this superstar, Damian Lillard, and you have him now for what, 8-9 years at least?
His whole career so far.
Yeah, his whole career.
He's not young anymore.
You're trying to build around him, and you know you have this pairing with him and CJ McCollum. And it's just not, it's a supremely small backcourt.
Yeah, it's a flawed backcourt because they're so small. They're skilled. They're great offensive players. I like both players individually. I just think collectively they're vulnerable because they're so small.
Right. So ideally you will want to surround those two with length, with defenders, 3-and-D guys. All right. But what they have is, Robert Covington, I guess he can pass, but he's really a bench guy. You know what I mean? You don't want to.
At this point in his career, I think he's more of a bench guy.
All right. And then you have a center who, he's just not great or not good at anything. He's just okay at things,
to me, he's good. He's not exceptional in any specific category. And the issue, he's gotten hurt a few times.
He's gotten hurt, and you need a big who can protect the rim with those two small guards because, they're letting everyone get past them. You know what I mean? So you need somebody that can protect the rim, and he's just not that guy, and he's not providing any offense, so why is he on the team? All right.
Jeez, hard at him.
No, I'm just saying, man.
But they got two of our Orlando boys.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Little and
Anthony Simons.
And Anthony Simons,
who actually is a Pedro's Posse veteran, mind you.
That's right.
But Simons, I thought, has played very well this year.
Simons is having a good start to the year, man.
It's been very consistent production from him, providing points and playmaking off the bench. He's putting himself in line to make some money somewhere.
Yeah. Shout out to Edgewater, man. That will be the last shout out this year, but shout out.
And Nas Little, he's a guy that really struggled to get minutes
so far.
And this year
he's
actually started to get some consistent minutes. There's been some consistent productivity on a small scale, but I'm happy for both of those guys to be contributing now.
Yeah.
But it is after the two guards. And really, you could argue Anthony's probably been their third best player.
Yeah,
it's all guards, and there's no impactful front court play.
There's no absolutely none. And then you have a cap space problem because they have none. So you can't improve the team. Yeah. And even if they did have cap space, nobody is coming in free agency to Portland. All right.
Yeah.
So it's okay. How can we improve this team? All right. It's only come by way of two ways. Trading Damian or trading CJ.
Yeah.
That's it. Those are your only two avenues to improve this team.
Yeah. And I guess, though, Lillard went on record as saying he would like to play with Ben Simmons.
Exactly.
And that changes everything.
It does.
I don't think you can trade McCollum for Ben straight up, but even if you have to throw in some pieces, that changes the whole dynamic of that team.
So Philadelphia made an offer earlier this year for CJ McCollum. All right, it was C.J. McCollum. It was 3 first-round picks, 3 first-round pick swaps, future, and Anthony Simons. Portland said, "Hell no, get out of here." But that was before the season started.
Okay.
So is that still a little too much? It probably is.
All the draft capital, you can't do that.
You just can't.
That's
that
too much draft
wipes
capital.
you out.
Yeah.
And because a team with Ben and Damian, it's a little better, but it's still not getting you to where you need to be. And then you have no way to improve the team through the draft or anything.
Right. Especially if you've giving all your draft capital for,
you know,
for like literally the next 5 or 6 years.
So my thing is, C.J. McCollum is a max contract player. I don't know if you know that or not.
I thought he was.
So
yeah.
so he's the only max contract player in the league that has never made an All-Star team. Did you know that?
No, that's a slap in the face.
Yeah. So he's an overpaid player,
and he's the slapper.
So you're only going to be able to move off of CJ if you're either trading a problem for a problem, and he's not necessarily a problem, right?
Yeah, he's a really good guy.
But it's the contract is the
Contract's
problem,
the issue,
right? But Ben, it kind of works both ways. 76ers need a guard, and Portland needs it. But is Philly going to take that? I doubt it, right?
Probably not. I mean, I think a combination of maybe a pick or two, not all that.
Not all that.
But if I'm Philadelphia, honestly, if I get C.J. McCollum and Simons and even one first-round pick,
you think you'll take
based
that?
on where you're at, why not?
Because they're waiting. I think you'd rather wait.
For what?
If I'm saying for Philadelphia,
but
James Harden is a unrestricted free agent after this year, and that's Daryl Morey's boy. You know what I mean? It came in together. He didn't sign that extension, so he can go wherever he wants. So he's kind of waiting on a whale, unless a deal knocks him off his socks, and that deal just doesn't do it.
If Harden's unrestricted, you could find a way to get him without. You could still make a trade and still get him.
Yeah, you would have to. Yeah, because you would have to clear up cap space.
But there's ways.
Yeah, there's ways.
Nobody has not gone where they wanted to go because of that.
No.
In the modern free agent.
That's true. I mean, yeah, but So if you're Philly, I mean, yeah, that's an okay deal. For Portland, that is the best deal. But I still think moving Damian Lillard is the most realistic way of improving this team.
I agree with you
because you get the most. Think about, we're saying get rid of first-round draft pick, Anthony and CJ for just Ben. Ben, who is a flawed player in himself, right?
Yeah.
Versus you get rid of Damian Lillard, and if you're talking about Philly, it's Ben, it's Picks, it's Tyrese Maxey, who's averaging 20 this year.
Right.
It's defensive stopper in Thibault.
And you're banking on the development of Anthony and we're gonna do this. You have to go young. You can't.
You can't. Yeah.
Give up Lillard and a bunch of picks going away. You've got to be able to. If you're giving up Lillard, it's triggering a rebuild. You got to have the picks.
Exactly. That's
the way that goes.
You got to have ideally the picks and a nice young player, core player
for sure.
You want to help build around.
Yeah.
So I think we just fixed Portland.
It's that simple. Book your playoff tickets. They're there.
They're coming, man. They're on their way. Let's take a quick.
And Bubba and I promise we're not going to sexually harass anybody in Portland.
Never, man.
Bunch of white hippies anyway.